Yeah, boy.
Tell you what, man, that song at the beginning, those 30 seconds, that's some funky riff. I'm going to add that to the playlist. Damn.
That's gonna go on the workout playlist, hey?
Hell yeah, that's a good one. What's up, Dave?
Dude, what's up, man?
Yeah, we are live and we can get ourselves in quite a bit of trouble if we're not
Oh my
careful.
god. Yeah, dude. How long are we gonna last on here before we get like a strike, a YouTube strike or something like
Yeah,
that?
that's what I wonder. I don't know if there's like a actual person that's sitting out there like with their checklist of the naughty and nice list to ultimately give us strikes. Because I think you get 3 strikes on YouTube of like doing bad things until you get like banned or such. So I'm willing to burn through a couple tonight.
Well, we're gonna find out. I mean, we definitely will, man. So, dude, we did it. I can't believe we were like competent, or at least I was competent enough to like get this whole like YouTube thing going. But like,
Yeah, we
we're
are big
live.
league, man. This is cool. This is cool. What's up, everybody?
So we yeah, Mighty Mouse, right off the bat. Yeah, he of course he's first. The guy's first for the Targets to open, first for the Walmarts to open. So what's up, brother? Thanks for the support, man.
Well,
Glad
all I'll
you're
say is
here.
if he's ever at my target when I'm trying to get something, whether he's first or not, he will get his ass beat. So
Oh
that's
my
part
god.
of it. That's part of it.
Target flex. Yeah, so all right, well let's do it, man. Oh my god. Welcome to your weekly dose of lightsabers, infinity stones, and all things plastic. I'm your boy Dave in the flesh.
And I am going to have to put on some sunglasses because our future is way too bright
Oh my
right now
god.
here on the Toy Isle podcast. I mean, how dope are these? I was able to grab these. As you know, I was in Chicago last week for work and such. So thank you for everybody that sat through our live session at O'Hare International Airport.
That was wild.
So it was epic. But the next night on Revenge of the Fifth, I was able to go out to our Cinco de Mayo celebrations, and on top of the tables where we went to eat, they had these lovely little party favors. So I wanted to make sure to grab these, and I think they look pretty good, right? Right?
Yeah, I mean they're not pit vipers, but they'll do.
Yeah, I guess, but yeah, our future is bright, Dave.
Anthony, uncanny colors. My boy Anthony, he pointed out, he was like, listen to this stream, and he was like, yeah, I don't think Kevin should have said suicide bombing while he was at an airport. I was like, I didn't even catch that. I guess you said suicide bombers at the airport. Hilarious.
Yeah. Granted, I almost was fought by a homeless person in that airport, so I think anything goes. So I can't believe I actually said that either. There's no telling what I said. You asked me, hey, do you remember anything? Did we talk about this? I couldn't even tell you.
Yeah. So what was your mini bar tab is probably significant, or did you you just couple Slim Jims and some peanuts, some cashews maybe?
Well, not too bad, but my official, I guess, expense report that I filed today and got approved was $537. Not too bad, right?
Yeah, that's not bad.
Nah.
Mighty Mouse swooping in. Yeah.
Gotta catch you first. Okay, we'll see.
He's dude, he's always out there, man. Yeah, shout out Mighty Mouse, dude. Yeah, so let's jump into it. We're gonna hop into the Jedi Council. So one thing that we wanted to kind of put on everyone's radar. I mean, dude, it's wild. We're already cruising through the year, dude. So we're already almost halfway through the year. So with that, we're gonna have a halfway, or half year show, if you will. So we're gonna kind of go over. Kevin's gonna do 10 figures. I'm gonna do 10 figures of what we think is the figure of the year so far. So look for that. That's gonna be dropping on the 29th of June. So I mean, there's some runners. I mean, I'll just already spoil one since I bring it up like every show. But Zartan is obviously going to be on my list. That figure is it's the perfect action figure to me. I mean, so is there figures that just like right away, like are going to be in there? Is that going to be an easy exercise?
Yeah, I think definitely it is. I think I've even said and put it on my stories on my Instagram account of what some of my top 10 figures are, not only just this year, but in the collection. And I've talked about how that, yes, Dave is so hot.
Producer Matt, there he is.
Yeah, someone please flag that. That's going to get us thrown out of here.
Just spitting facts. Spitting facts.
I got a lot to compete with over there. But number one, I will say, that definitely is one of my top figures, is that heavy Mandalorian, heavy infantry Mandalorian. I think that's on top of a lot of people's figures. Sure. It's just so good. It's the shelf presence, the posability, the look is super cool. So I'm excited to tell you what my 10 favorites are. Do you
Yeah,
think, I know we're talking about some pieces coming up, in our G.I. Joe segment about some other releases. Will some of the releases make it before 6/29, you think?
yeah. I mean, that's how strict
They
are
have
we
some
going to be?
contenders. They have some contenders that could be a figure of the year.
They totally do, and it's like, well, where do we cut it off, right? So I'm thinking, it's going to be January 1st to June 29th or whatever it ends up being of when a figure is like, it might not be completely rolled out yet, but as long as like someone maybe got it, picked it up, I'm including that in my list, even if I don't even
Okay,
have it.
that's
I
fair.
mean, so that's kind of how I'm looking at this. I mean, there still might be some stuff, maybe it dropped, December of last year, but maybe you didn't get it until January, whatever. Well, I'm not going to scold you for that. If you want to put it in your list.
Yeah, and we'll want to hear from all of our lovely studio audiences. If you think you know what some of our top tens are, both Dave and I, make sure to let us know, and we'll see how close you come. Just because I know that I've got a pretty good track record of being able to predict the future. Let's talk hockey for just a quick second. My boy Pecorine from the Nashville Predators probably played his last home game last night, and I called it before it even started that he was going to have a shutout, and he had a shutout last night. I should have put $20 down or something. So I'm good on my prophecies. Let's see how we do.
Oh man. Yeah, and I mean we want to hear what everyone's, top tens are as well. So we'll be getting a post together on that. Producer Matt is going to be whipping something together for us. Shout out Matt, you're going to be working on that for me, bud. Please, pretty please. But yeah, I mean, like Mighty Mouse right here, Super 7 Mutagen, man. I haven't seen that figure in person yet, but yeah, I mean that I could definitely see that being on a lot of people's top tens. That figure looks just super sick. I mean, some people might like the NECA one better. The NECA one definitely seems like it's more true to the cartoon, I believe. But like the Super 7 one just looks absolutely gangbusters. Looks awesome.
Yeah, I think there's going to be quite a few NECA, quite a few Super 7 on everyone's top 10 list.
Oh yeah, and then a Cabbage Patch doll kid for sure. Doesn't know which one. Yeah, I mean that that
Man,
could
train
make it
wreck
on there.
troll, absolute troll.
But yeah, I mean, so that's all I had for Jedi Council. I mean, should we just get into pickups or anything else
Yeah,
you
and
want
I
to
just
kind
want
of
to
add in
say,
there?
just because we're live does not mean that we still do not need you to go to all of our different places to subscribe. We need you to subscribe to our YouTube links. We need you to follow us on the Toy Owl TikTok, follow us on Instagram, all those things. Leave us reviews. Keep that algorithm churning because word of mouth is going to be some big factors for us coming up here in the coming months because we got some big plans. We're already talking about some conference plans, for next year and stuff at ICCC. So let's have you, our studio audience, helping us get there. So we need you guys.
Yep. And of course, the fans only, account, that gonna have old Dave in a banana hammock and drinking some natter days with some pit
Yeah,
vipers
banana
on.
for scale, baby.
Oh, and speaking of, yeah, Kevin looking hung. Oh my God, CJ. But yeah, and
Yeah, we're
I did.
definitely getting kicked out of here. I
Oh yeah,
can already say it. We'll be
very
banned.
very. I flagged the thing. It's not meant for kids, so we're good there.
Good, you're good.
But if you guys got any questions for the show, I mean, the whole reason why we're doing this is to be, as involved with the community and everybody as possible. That was what kind of drew Kevin and I to the streaming platform versus just strictly a podcast. So, we're going to be throwing in your guys' comments in here as, the show progresses. But ask us any questions that you guys want. And towards the end, we're going to have an Ask Us Anything question segment. And we're going to be addressing all your guys' questions. So if you have a question, even if it's not anything that we're talking about, you want to get our opinion on it or whatever, right? Just throw it in the comments and we will be popping it up there in the Ask Us Anything section. So, keep them coming, baby. Let's jump into pickups. So, you go first, man. What's something you picked up lately, dude?
So I want to say that I told you guys while I was on that bus ride from the airport to my hotel that I was excited that I'm continuing to build out this Arkham Origins, Arkham Knight line. And one of the ones that was, readily absent from my collection was Deathstroke. And so I was able to get an unbelievable deal on that actually came with a third-party head sculpt, an unmasked head sculpt, which did not come with the Hot Toys, which I thought was really, really cool. Ended up having two people bidding against each other to, I guess, lower the price to where I ended up taking the best offer there. And so now Deathstroke is in the collection. I actually went ahead and took a quick photo of that. He is on my Instagram. Looks pretty cool, right? So if you've not done so already, please go over to the old Instagram, give it some love. But any of the figures I get in, I love to try to take a picture of them and put them up there. But Dave, I need to tell you a quick story about my pickups.
Okay.
This is going to tie into some of the stuff for next week. So a little bit of a spoiler. So if you remember, we hit the mini bar hard on, I guess, Tuesday night. And I woke up thinking of doing terrible things. And I texted you while I was in our hospitals. And I said, Dave, I'm really close to pulling the trigger on this. What do you think I should do? And as you know, those were something that is on my list of things I need to have. I said, Dave, talk me out of this monstrous purchase. And you said, you're going to get them anyway. Just figure it out.
Man.
Just do it, man.
Do it.
Yeah. And so I came this close to getting the Blitzway Ghostbusters. And so it was, I messaged the guy, I said, is the price firm? And he said, well, if no one bids on it, I'm willing to drop it down to this price here. So no one was bidding on it. The last day rolls around. He drops it to the price that I'm like, okay, this is still a hell of a lot of money, but right. I need these. So fast forward all the way. We have like 6 minutes to go until the bid is over. So I was like, oh, I'm going to snipe this. And I put my bid in. Congratulations, you're the high bidder. I'm like, oh, here we go. I feel
how much time was left?
6 minutes. 6 minutes. Okay. And I'm like, oh, I'm feeling it. I should have waited a little bit longer because there was a hawk that was sitting in there ready to snipe as well. So as soon as I sniped, another dude fired. And I took one last shot, went up about $25, and it still said, you've been outbid. And I was like, I'm going to have to pull the trigger.
That was it. $25. That was your breaking
point. It was because I was thinking, and without, not trying to be a flex or anything like that, but you know how expensive those are.
Yeah.
You add in the shipping, you add in the tax, it adds up pretty quick.
Right.
So all that to say, I did not get the Blitzway Ghostbusters. I would have loved to be able to come to our podcast today and tell you guys, hey, the Blitzway Ghostbusters are on the way. I even talked to you and said, hey, I am in the process of selling a couple of my figures to make some room for it. And by the way, all my sequel trilogy figures are on eBay currently. They have bids. They're on their way out the door. Yeah, they're on the way out the door. Those will be done on Friday. So in that process, there was a hole in my heart. And I said,
to eBay I go.
And so with that hole in my heart that only figures can fill, I said, we need to figure something out. And I was like, well, these figures are already going out. I can't have an empty spot in my cabinet.
Of course not. Yeah.
So I went and did something. And whenever I go all in on something, that's usually never a good sign, right?
Right.
Yeah. And so I sent you a little snippet of a screenshot that said your order has been placed.
Yep.
And all I can say is next week, when we come onto the podcast, my show and tell is going to be rather funny. Let's just get it right there.
All right. I think I might have a good idea. Am I
you can drop a guess, or do you want to wait till next week?
Well, this happened. You bought this after I hit you with like my deep nostalgia pull of like my rabbit hole that I'll be talking about on the Predator list, right?
It might have been around the same time because I was starting to look. Once the Ghostbusters were out, I started looking.
Okay.
We'll have to check some timestamps.
Yeah, that might have been before then. But I was gonna say maybe you went all in. If it was a nostalgia thing, you went all in on your fucking Street Sharks.
No, that's a great guess though.
Yeah. All right. Well, yeah, I'm looking forward to next week then, man. That's gonna be good shit.
Yeah. So what about you, man? I know I kind of talked and rambled and told stories.
All right.
Did you grab anything this week?
Oh, you fucking bet your ass I did. So
where's our first F-bomb?
We'll get the kind of low hanging fruit out of the way. So I think this is an Amazon deal, Mr. Gideon. Really bad glare there. Sorry about that. But yeah, nothing too crazy. I mean, pretty much everyone already has this figure. Like I said, did the Amazon deal. I've walked by it at Target. I don't know, probably 30 times by now, and I'm like, yeah, I'll I'll just wait till it shows up. So picked up that. That'll look good on the Mandalorian shelf. I know my
Will you be
boy
giving
go ahead.
Are you going to give the dark saber to Mando to hold?
Yeah, I don't know what I'll do with that. If he shows up on clearance, because dude, like my Target has a ton of them, I will 100% grab another
Next one.
one just to literally for the saber there. But I know my boy Richie, he's in here now. I think yeah, there he is right there. He's kind of getting out of the Black Series game right now too. But I've scaled down big time, but I'm still definitely gonna mess with Black Series. I mean, that's my jam. I'll still
Yeah, it's a
be
great line.
grabbing,
It's a great
yeah.
line.
But yeah, so that's one of the little things. This bad boy, dude. All right, so this has been on the hunt list for a while.
Okay, here we go.
Hunt list on for a while. I've had plenty of opportunities to like buy it on eBay. I think Phil's store even has it, and I was like, well, I'm gonna find this one. I feel like I got to do the heavy work here. Hell, even Mighty Mouse probably has seen this like 6 times that he probably would have picked up for me in a heartbeat if I asked him. But I wanted to do my own lifting. God damn it! And your boy got it.
Okay. Look at that
Unpunched,
minty card.
minty, bro. And it
Look at
wasn't
that.
it wasn't near the Marvel Legends. It was like near the Ghostbuster figures, and I literally almost walked by it. And yeah, dude, it's in great shape. And I was like,
Do
okay,
they
well,
not punch at the stores anymore?
yeah. So this, I
Is it on
think
an
this
end
is,
cap type of thing, like a shelving?
yeah, this was like in like almost like a box. It was really weird, but yeah, they obviously didn't put it on the pegs. But so of course I was like, well, maybe there's like an Easter egg, right? So I don't know if you can see it, but I'm looking at it, and right there, dude. There's my boy Moon Knight.
Okay, I see you.
So, I mean, who knows? But I mean, dude, like they're going after the retro stuff, Moon Knight, you know. So I was super pumped on that. Um, and that goes right in a segue. And then obviously my epic pickup of the year was that Werewolf by Night, 32. And then I'm like, well, why stop there? So I
Okay,
got
look at
I
you.
got the dude. This glare is awful. So I got the West Coast Avengers. What is this? West Coast Avengers 21. Yeah, but it's when Moon Knight and Hank joined the West Coast Avengers. So, dude,
Cool.
this was a steal. This was obviously it's not graded,
Yeah.
but I think I paid like $8 for it. So
Where'd you get it?
eBay.
Oh, eBay. Okay, wow.
So and dude, they're pretty low. So any of you kind of comic collectors that are in a spec, that might be something to pick up on. Like grab like five or six of those books and just kind of hang on because, dude, when he enters the MCU officially, dude, that anything that's he's on a comic book that is
Yeah.
going to go up. So
Yeah, that's just the nature of the beast.
and then lastly, let's see here. Some May the 4th purchases. So this was
Oh,
enamel Empire, and I showed you these, but we got our boy Thrawn. Look at
that's a
this thing.
beautiful pin. That's so cool.
Yeah, his eyes glitter. So great shop. Shout out Enamel Empire. I can't even fucking talk. And then this one, yeah, he's like in his
I love how they're on
throne.
like TVC, like card back.
Oh
looking
yeah,
thing.
dude.
Those
I
are
mean,
so
this is
cool.
the packaging was legit. His
Yeah.
presentation was legit. Threw in some stickers, some rebel action. But
Do these go
yeah,
on your jacket? You said right.
I have like a Thrawn kind of collection going on my kind of vest right now. So yeah, those guys will probably be going on there for sure.
Lit.
What do we got in the comments? So what is yeah, I ordered the Beskar spear from our local guy. That's what yeah, that's nice. Yeah. I might do that too, man.
Yeah, I forgot that there's a bunch of different little 3D printers out there giving you extra pieces.
Yeah, dude. And a lot of people I'm seeing that a lot. I haven't
The
really
3D
looked.
printing game has changed, collectors' worlds. I swear. If there's something that you don't have that you want, man, that 3D printer, you can find someone to do
Yeah.
it for you. And if you know how to paint, even better.
Yeah, our guy that we did that totally rad account, Landspeeder Luke, dude, he is doing just ridiculous stuff. What did he do? He did the Darth Maul's or the Mandalorian throne
Yeah.
from Clone Wars season 7. Dude, it's so sick. But you know, I was just looking at this figure. You know what they need to do? Someone needs to make this glow in the dark. The saber.
Oh yeah.
That'd be sick. Because
Or even just like UV light. The UV light paint would do
yeah,
it.
something, right?
Cool.
That'd be, I'm sure there'll be even someone that makes like an LED one, That's obviously more your
Yeah, like
world.
soapbox reactors or whatever they're called.
Yeah, something like that. But yeah, so that's it for my pickups. Let's mosey on over to Star Wars then. Okay, so Star Wars, I mean, the Target Clone Wars wave. I mean, that's all the attention that Black Series is getting right now is this Clone Wars wave. And it sounds like it's not even going up for pre-order. Zavi, have you even heard of this company?
I have.
Zavi?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think they're like kind of an international deal. I've never ordered anything from them. You haven't, right?
No, you know how I go with
Yeah.
my whole international shipping type of things. I'm not even the best international traveler, so I get real speculative when it comes to that. I need to have some made in America things, and that's not a knock on those that do take those chances. Considering that my entire collection's from Hong Kong, it doesn't really matter. But I like to feel confident knowing that I have a good distributor. I don't know. That's just the way I roll.
Yeah. And that was kind of my stance on that too. Like people were fucking scrambling to get their orders in with this, Zavi. And I'm like,
they've seen the whole thing collapse before to where and that's a shame that we're in that collector's market to where if you don't, sacrifice your child, essentially, you're not going to get some of these figures. And that's a shame.
Yeah. And I mean, it's even a double shame because this wave is so sick. Richie says he only wants Echo. I want Echo and Hawk, and I want the whole wave. I want Anakin and Obi-Wan. I think I'll leave the Anakin and Obi. I mean, I'm acting like I'm like there's certainty that I'm going to get these figures, but like if I'm able to, I will probably keep Anakin and Obi-Wan on card because I think those two will just look really good in that packaging. And then I'll be definitely opening up Echo and Hawk, and they'll be going with my troopers. But I really think that they're going to have these in a general release. I mean, they got to, right?
I mean, I would think. I mean, I was at ICCC a couple weeks ago, and I thought by now we'd have a general release or update of Emperor Palpatine, and that one's still going for $200 still on the aftermarket. Nothing is for sure. Nothing's for sure. But I mean, this is an absolute surefire wave of people just wanting them all. And I'm thankful that I am not the completionist on the Black Series wave anymore. I've gotten far out of that. I do empathize for those that will be, like Mighty Mouse lining up at Target to hopefully try to fight to get these, because I really don't think that you're going to see them on the shelves. If we have this issue already with the Turtles and the Joes, I would be shocked if these actually make it to the shelves.
Yeah,
especially
and
even with the Funko stuff, not a Funko channel, by the way, but they've already shown like some of those exclusive Funko things. The Target people are grabbing those too. It's a weird situation going on.
Yeah, and I mean, there's even further like kind of lack of communication. I'm seeing and hearing that like these aren't even going to go for pre-order via Target. They're just going to, they're just going to be on the shelves, and it really makes no difference to me if they're not going to go up for pre-order on Target, because everyone knows like it's irrelevant because on every big drop that Target's done, I've never met anyone that's been able to get in a pre-order for like something hot like the Cobra Island stuff. So this would make basically no difference to me if they're not going to go up on pre-order, so I'm all right with that, because then in theory that would mean that they're going to roll out more to the store. So I don't know. I mean, still, it's like zero communication. Like, how do you not like have an official date on these figures? It's just crazy to me. We didn't talk about this last week, but what the one thing that we got out of that pipeline was, one of the new characters that the Bad Batch is bringing us, and that's Omega. So kind of lame that we only got one figure. I hate to constantly complain, but yeah, so we only got one figure.
Well,
It's
as we
only
know, Patrick couldn't even show up last week. So, I mean, maybe he did have more that he was supposed to bring to the meeting himself, but he didn't bring them.
yeah.
And maybe we'll get that on another episode. But I know right now, I feel that the Omega characters who you're supposed to hate, but I really don't. And we can talk about this in Tube Talk.
Yeah,
I'm actually really digging Bad Batch, and I'm digging Omega.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, we'll go over it in Tube Talk. I'm really happy with Bad Batch lately, but yeah, I mean that's pretty much it. That's all I got for Black Series. TVC super dry on TVC, so let's just move right on over to Kevin's bread and butter 6 scale. What do you got, man?
Yeah, I mean, we're definitely dry on TVC. I guess we used up all of our good energy, talking about the fan vote and that clone trooper and such. So I guess we're going to have to put the TVC on the shelf for, a couple weeks until they come out with some more things, much to the dismay of all of our vintage collection collectors out there. So our hearts and our souls are with you. We apologize about that. But we'll get there.
Hearts and minds for the TVC.
Our hearts and minds, thoughts and prayers for our TVCers. But hey, that Razor Crest is coming eventually, guys. So let's try to stay hopeful. But let's talk real quick about some 6 scale news that we have. Last week, I'm surprised I didn't say anything about this, but we had the release of Kylo Ren from The Rise of Skywalker. And then this week, just a couple days ago, we had the release of Rey. I'm not going to call her what they're calling her. We had Rey released from Episode 9. And let's go ahead and pull that up, Producer Matt. This is a real quick, I guess, blogger photo of Episode 9 Rey. And it's a big yikes for me. Did that link work? Does it?
Yep. Hold on.
No problem.
There
let's take a look at this thing. Little bit of a miss. It's better than the prototype, I guess. Can you click through some of those pictures? That little circle there? Yeah, okay. So these are the blogger photos. They're the official release. And once again, you've had 5 years and 4 figures to get the Daisy Ridley head sculpt right. And they still have not got it right. I don't know who that's supposed to be. That one's a little bit better, I guess, from that angle, but I'm not for sure who that's supposed to be. I mean, look how that furrowed brow. Who is that?
Yeah, the brow, right? It's yeah, I mean, it's almost like, it's kind of more masculine, right?
Yeah, and I understand, there we go. That's the best likeness I've seen with the blast shield down. That's fantastic. That's a great figure. But it's interesting because I really think this is the finality of any Episode 9 merchandise and any sequel trilogy merchandise. I think that Hot Toys is putting a cap on it. I don't expect these to go flying out the door, but I think they are going to be limited releases to where the secondary market, once people start being, oh, is that stuff available anymore? I think they will be higher end. That's why I'm trying to cash out right now on some of my Star Wars pieces. The only thing good about this is that you get the Leia lightsaber, you get the Skywalker lightsaber, and you get the yellow lightsaber, which that's the first time we ever had a 6 scale yellow lightsaber, which that's pretty cool.
This is my favorite outfit that she's ever been into.
Yeah, I love the hood. I love the hood.
The hood's great. I don't know. It's with the white and the brown. I imagine that's going to be all her harness is going to be leather and whatnot. But I mean it's a great figure. But that sculpt, it's just a little off.
I was actually go ahead.
It's not too off for me. Like I would honestly consider getting this. I don't have a representation of her, in hot toy form in my collection. I do enjoy the character. So yeah, I could kind of see myself possibly getting this figure. It all depends on, that final product though, when it actually shows up in Hong Kong.
And I was actually talking to Phil this week about about this figure. He said he was going to grab it. And one of the things I suggested doing is that, like you said, it's a great figure, but it's a poor head sculpt. And I think the evidence shows that the Force Awakens version of this figure probably has the best head sculpt.
That's
So
the Jakku one, right?
that's the Jakku one, and I agree. And this just goes to show you. So I told you I have those listed on eBay currently.
Yep.
Of my listings, I have Hot Toys, Star Wars, Force Awakens Ray, the Resistance Ray, Luke Jedi, Hobo Luke, and Kylo Ren. So Luke has 8 Watchers. Kylo's got 4. Resistance Ray has 18, and Force Awakens Ray has 32 Watchers.
Wow. Okay.
So that just goes to show you, I think that people want this figure, but they want the head sculpt.
Yeah.
And so I guess we'll see how that goes. But so that's officially been released. But this is something also I wanted to share with you is that Qui-Gon Jinn is officially gone from Sideshow now. He has officially been waitlisted. And so if you missed out on that, I think that's the one and done shot that people had on getting a Qui-Gon Jinn figure. I love this one. He's in my collection. He looks great next to Maul. I think people slept on him a little bit. I love that poncho. So if you want to join the wait list, hopefully you might, but I think you're going to have to start paying some aftermarket prices for this one. I mean, it's a good figure. It's a really good figure. But let's talk really quickly in closing about, 6-scale Star Wars figures. Let's talk about that Mortar Trooper that we missed, I guess, last week. So everyone's always talked about, I guess, ketchup and mustard. We have the Ketchup Trooper, which is our Incinerator Trooper, which cool, looks good on the display. Hate the backpack. I've told you about that multiple times. But now we have the mustard. And Dave, I think you said that you might be, not 100% sure on this one. I love the look. I think it's cool. Thoughts?
Yeah, well, side note, personal note, very personal stuff here on this episode, but I absolutely hate mustard. Lindsay, Lindsay was like, I don't know, she must have saw this on TikTok or something, but she was like, let's do like a food challenge. And I'm like, well, like what the fuck? Like what are we gonna do? Like In-N-Out style? Like take down a 4x4? I'm like, I'm in. But no, she was like, you take all the foods that you refuse to eat. Like, so I don't fuck with pickles.
Am I gonna throw up with what you're going to say?
No.
Okay,
Just like there's got to be something that you don't eat, right?
Of course.
So she's like, you grab all those foods and you try eating them now. Like I don't mess with ranch, I don't mess with mustard, and I don't mess with like mushrooms, cooked mushrooms. And she was like, well, let's do that. I'm like, no, like for fun, hell no. But like, yeah. So this figure definitely made me think of mustard, and I don't know, man.
Why you don't like this figure? Because of the mustard?
I think so.
That's fair. I mean, I'll take that. I'll take that.
I mean, it kind of just looks like a regular trooper, and it's like
it's very bland. It's very plain, and I think the Incinerator Trooper was cool because it had that moment interacting, with Grogu, and everyone's like, "Oh, this is it." And they're done for, but he did his Force thing, the magic hands, baby. There's some significance to that, but this is literally just a guy that gets blown up by Boba Fett at some point, and there's no real reason for this figure, if you ask me. I love the comment there. Where's Bespin, Luke, Han, Padme, and C-3PO?
Right?
People are always salty on whenever there's a release. They're always asking for the real people.
Yeah, I mean, I think it just comes down to it. I don't need every single slight iteration of a figure, the pauldron aside and the yellow, I have this figure. So I'm all right with not having this one.
But look at that nice little mortar cannon he comes with, man.
Yeah, so he does come with some accessories, I'm assuming. They don't really break it down in here, but
he comes with a cannon and a grenade.
That's it, hey?
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Pretty elaborate.
Yeah. I'm out. I mean, what are we thinking? Like 250 on that?
235, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, shout out Pineapple Pizza Gang, dude. Yeah, Mighty Mouse. Yeah, the Hawaiian pizza all day, fam. That's Canadian style for sure.
Yeah, so I don't do that. I can tell you one thing. I do not do. When you said you don't do ranch, that was kind of shocking to me. But I don't do the pineapples on the pizza. I don't hear one that's crazy. I don't do lettuce. I don't do lettuce at all. Like no lettuce on the tacos, nothing like that.
Okay. Like, yeah, so not a burger, nothing, right?
No, absolutely not. I will do spinach. I love me some spinach, though.
What about some kale? Oh, I mean, we're getting off the rails here, but
Kale in the smoothies, that'll work.
okay, right on.
Speaking of bags and lunch bags, let's talk about that grab bag, Dave.
Oh, what a
How
fucking
about that transition?
transition. Oh, heating up. He's heating up. All right. So in the grab bag, yeah, we got some bangers. So I don't know why I threw this in the grab bag, but I did go to the Lego store at my mall, and holy shit, man! I don't know if have you been to a mall like post pre-pandemic at all?
Yeah, I went to Opry Mills here in Nashville a
Okay.
couple of weeks ago, actually.
So
Picked
I
up
don't
something
know.
for Amy.
So you'll have to tell me, but this is the first time I've been to my mall, the Chandler Fashion Square, in a while, and it was fucking depressing, man. It was like almost every other store was closed up. All the big anchor stores, like we had a Nordstrom's, Sears was long gone, but like all the big anchor stores are closing, or the Disney store just closed. It was a real bummer, man. But the Lego store was alive and well, so we popped in there. I got to see the brand new Bad Batch uh set. I don't
Shuttle
have
thing.
Yeah, I don't have it up here, but it's very cool that you're oh my god, hold on, I got to get this in here. It's very cool that you're able to get the full set. That's an az
Yep.
a cut for sure. But they had the whole pun intended, the whole batch, is all the figures are in there, the minifigures. So I thought that was very cool. um it's a good looking set, and I did get to see the R2 UCS. It was built, and dude, it's nice, man. I might get that because
What's the size? I know we discussed that. Like, is it
it's
got a
it
shelf presence?
yeah, it totally has a shelf presence. Like, not to try to sell you on it, but I could totally see that being, say, if you only got like one Lego piece, that would be a cool piece for you to have. Like, it wouldn't even need to be in a shelf. Like, you could have it on your desk and it would look cool, you know? Same thing. They had the probe droid built. That was awesome. That was a good size on that. I think that's going to be a Father's Day ask that I'll be asking for, because the probe droid looked pretty damn good. So, some good stuff. The Legos. This Anakin Mythos by Sideshow. I'm going to get
Yeah,
this up
this thing
here.
looks badass.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's something that is kind of speaking to you? I mean,
Well, as I've told you before, Anakin's my favorite character. Lord Vader, Darth Vader, that type of thing. This is his Clone Wars look.
yeah.
And the Mythos statue, or the Mythos statues, they've done Maul, they've done Ventress, they've done Kenobi. I mean, they've done some really, really cool pieces. Now, I know the head sculpt's not great, but this one's interesting. I like it. I kind of do. This would probably be like a $650 price tag, I'm sure. But if I go all in on an Anakin thing, this is what it would be. I love this thing.
I looked up, what the prices kind of go on these. I came close to getting the Darth Maul one.
I mean, that
And
is an incredible statue, man. Incredible statue.
yeah, and that's going to be, yeah, around that 550 range. I don't think they go above the 600, but there's about 4 or 5 of them so far. So there's the Saj
Yeah,
Ventress,
that
right?
Palpatine's incredible too.
The Palpatine is so sick. The unlimited power. So sick. And yeah, this one's good, man. Yeah, I'm looking forward to actually, seeing their full reveal on it. But I wouldn't think you would have room for something like this.
Well, I have a little spot right here is where it would go. It would be on
Okay.
like in front of the desk on this little bookcase type of thing.
Yeah.
Is where that would go. It wouldn't go in a DTOF. Do not have the room for that.
No.
If I can talk the wife into maybe let me set up a separate display case downstairs, perhaps, for when people come over. So when we entertain, not looking likely, but a guy can dream, right?
Guy can dream. All right, and then next, so I just found out about these today. So D23. So you got to do the whole. Are you a member of an exclusive member of the D23 club?
I'm not an exclusive member of a lot of things, actually. I'm on the outside looking in a lot because I'm a cheap ass.
But these pins are cool, man. So it's celebrating, the 50th anniversary of Lucasfilm. You got, obviously the classic New Hope scene. You got Indiana Jones. Looks like this is from not Last Crusade. Raiders of the Lost Ark. Uh, Willow. Is this Willow?
I think so. Yeah, I
Yeah,
think it looks like Will.
Willow, and then this is
Is
it's
that
not
Red
that old.
Tails?
Yeah, Thank you, Red Tails. I was
Yeah,
gonna say it's not that old of a film, maybe like 8 years old or something like that. And
yeah.
then obviously Mandalorian, so it's kind of like a
Nice
time,
variety.
yeah, a little timeline too, right? Of the pins, $90, you know, pretty par for licensed enamel pins like that. But I think it's going to be a cool set too. You got this little
I like
commemorative
the
pin.
box.
Yeah, but you got to be a member. I think it's limited too. I think 1,500. So
And to
that's
confirm, you are a member, correct? A gold
yeah.
member?
Yeah. Oh, gold, baby. Yeah. I'd be platinum if I could.
Gold member Shaw.
Gold member Shaw. That's a new handle. Order 66 gold member.
Yeah.
So May 24th on that. But yeah, man. It's cool stuff. Yeah, I'll definitely be chasing this for sure. I don't predict this being a hard get. Pins are usually, you know, not that hard to get, but
Yeah, not exactly like the Target Clone Wars exclusives, huh?
oh my god.
Although those probably are limited to only 1,500 Target employees. So
Are you we got to do some research. Yeah, Mighty Mouse. I don't know if you're still on here, but yeah, man, I like is everyone just gonna just Hail Mary and assume that it's on this, the 23rd and just go to their targets at 7 o'clock in the morning? Like it's gonna be a shit show, man.
you know what? I think what day is that? Is that a Sunday? Usually the releases are on a Sunday.
I don't know, the 23rd. Yeah, I mean the 23rd is like the unofficial because no one knows. Like
Okay, yeah, it makes sense of it being the 23rd then. So I tell you what, Dave, is that weekend I'm in Cincinnati with my mom because my wife is going to Mexico. I will go to the Cincinnati Target and I will wait in line to see if I can buy anything on the 23rd. Everybody, I will go live on Instagram. So if you guys want to wake up at 7 o'clock, we will be at the Target in Cincinnati, Ohio to see what we come through. You may actually see a fight if they're actually there. So let's strap up, baby. Let's go.
TMZ and what's the other one? World Star?
Yeah, we got to do what we got to do. We're trying to boost our numbers here, Dave. We're trying to get our subscriptions up. The more edgy that we are, the more people that are going to flock to us because you never know what you're going to expect on the Toy Owl podcast.
Yeah,
that's what
man.
we're all about here, man.
We're the fucking wild card podcast. All right, well let's move on over to tipping the scales, man.
Yes, shall we tip the scales? I know last week we talked about some Batman stuff, but let's go back to Marvel, shall we? I remember this may be the coolest thing I've been anticipating from a non-traditional distributor, from not Sideshow, not Hot Toys, but if you remember, Heimdall was from the toy areas. I think they called him the Sentient or whatever that was called. That's probably the thing I'm most excited for. This right here is number 2. Check out this war story, Black Pantheress, if you want to call that, or man, Panther Queen. The deluxe comes with all the weapons and the head sculpt for an extra $10. I don't know why you wouldn't get the head sculpt one. I mean, this would look so good in anybody's display. And to tell you a little bit about War Story is that they're the ones who did the Queen of the Dark Spider, which essentially is kind of the Spider Gwenum, if you want to call it that. Really cool head sculpt. It's incredible. And I was really, really impressed with that figure. And if this turns out anything like that, this is an absolute must get. And I think $200, it's an absolute steal, especially when Wakanda Forever comes out, in a couple of years. Do not sleep on this. Do not sleep on this.
It looks great, man. I wish we could get a picture of her with the actual mask on, though.
You can. You should be able to.
There we are. Yeah,
there we go.
Oh, yeah, dude.
Look at
that. Sick, dude. The full vibranium, look.
It's filthy. And if you have any other Black Panther figures, I mean, it's going to go slot right where it needs to. It looks awesome. Can't wait for it.
Good call, man. Yeah, this is a great entry for tipping the scales. This just looks like a piece of art, man. This looks
It does,
fantastic.
and I wonder if that is going to be like that luminescent blacklight thing with that green paint, or if that's
Yeah.
built into it. If it's blacklight to show the green, kind of like the Black Panther figure, from Hot Toys that does the purple. If you put the black light on it,
Yep.
man, this is a must get. I will have this one. I will have this one.
So quarter three. So I mean, that's
Yeah, it's
I mean,
coming up here
only
in a couple weeks.
couple months. What do you know about this company? Like, how are they as far as sticking to their ETAs? Are they like Super 7 and they're like a year behind, or are they pretty?
From what I understand, the only major release is that Queen of the Dark Spider, which I got off eBay, and that was advertised to come out. I think that was last year, and it came out, during the pandemic even. So,
Yeah.
I mean, we're still in the pandemic. You know what I mean?
Right.
During the quarantine era, and it came out, and it looked incredible. But this is night and day, more than that. So, yeah, I have to have this.
Yeah, dude, this is sick, man. So you're absolutely buying this?
I will, but I will have to get it secondhand because I don't do non-licensed.
That's what I was wondering, if you're gonna kind of set a new precedent and break your
As I said,
rule
I'm going up to Cincinnati in a couple weeks to see my mom. I'm going to stop by the toy department. I know they do a lot of pre-orders on things. I don't know if that counts as a pre-order they would be willing to take a chance on for me. I mean, granted,
right.
I've put a crap ton of money into their store, looking at you, Hulkbuster. But yeah, I'll see if they want to order it for me. I mean, I'm all in on that. But this is one I definitely will have one way or the other.
Did you when you went there, you saw that Jabba the Hutt then, or did they sell it?
They did have it, and I had no idea how big it actually
Is it?
was.
I've never seen one in person, so it's commanding.
It is. And so the original Sideshow version of this, I know we're getting off on a little bit of a tangent. The original Sideshow version is about half that size, but this is the quote deluxe with throne. And I walked in and I saw it from behind, and I'm like, whoa, I don't have room for this.
Right.
I really don't. It's 15 inches long by 29 inches. I could have measured it to see if I actually have room. 29 inches wide. And then it probably, it's him on his throne is taller than a 6-inch figure. So
it would have to go on top of like 2D-tops stacked together kind of thing.
Right? And it's heavy as hell. It's very, very heavy. So it, like that Mythos statue, would have to sit right here. And that's what I measured it for. A hefty price tag, $800 for something that's essentially a statue.
Did it come with Salacious?
It comes with actual pillows, comes with the little
bong.
The little bong that you can open up, and there's little frogs inside. It's really cool, but you can move the eyes and the mouth, and you can move different little pieces around. So I don't know if I'm getting this anytime soon, but if you are in the Hendersonville area and you want to go grab Replay Toys, go check it out. They might even be listening right now. So
yeah, shout out Replay Toys. I know they've given us some love, so shout out there, boys. All right, well let's mosey on over from tipping the scales to some Yo Joe action. So Mighty Mouse even said this about so we'll kick it off here. So yeah, Major Blood. So I mean, he just said
how did we get all this inside information about Target?
I mean, he's out there, dude. No, he's in I think he manages some Circle K. I think he's probably gonna hate on me if it's like not Circle K and it's like Quick Trip or something, it's like, dude, you just made like a cardinal sin, like you can't call my station Circle K. I'm all, no, he is Circle K, yeah, but anyways, yeah, he's just always hunting, man. He's out there, he's great for the community, but
he's doing his work because producer Matt is too busy dating the Target employee to give us any information. It's lucky that you actually got here for the show to help us out on our stream, Matt.
Yeah,
but
thanks Matt. He took his Target girlfriend Olive Garden real quick, the OG. But yeah. So I mean, Major Blood. Mighty Mouse is saying the 18th at his Target. So I mean, who knows? Again, we still don't really know anything for certain. Nothing's came up on pre-order. So I mean, Major Blood pressure. I mean, this figure, I mean, I want this one bad. We've heard from a reliable source that this isn't a Target exclusive, so take that with a grain of salt. But the only thing that I'm seeing that is, that it's Target. I mean, we haven't seen it, anyone releasing any other information. This is most likely going to be a Yojo June type big reveal. I can't wait for this figure though. This
Did
just
that
looks
one on eBay
absolutely
end up
great.
selling for like 20 grand, or whatever happened with that one?
Yeah, I mean, I think one actually did sell for like $600 or something like that. But um, the one that was like going for thousands of dollars, like that never sold. That was just someone
It was so fun to watch that though.
yeah. Yeah. She's turning into a clinger. You got to facilitate that. No, you just just buy her some more breadsticks. Maybe take her to a little matinee. But yeah, you got to keep that connection there, Matt. So don't ruin that for us. This is bigger than you, Matt. Uh, but I did want to share one thing that I kind of stumbled on with GI Joe. This is pretty exciting. You and I, Kevin, we both like our kind of the art of what the Star Wars does, and it looks like we are getting kind of something like that with GI Joe. So we are
Ooh,
getting this
whoa,
is
that's a
this
price tag.
yeah, well, this is for a whole series. So just the individual books are a little more easier to stomach, but this is by Steel City Publishing, and it's kind of whole history of GI Joe with all the way to the comics and everything. Kind of you get the packaging art, you get your kind of concept art. um
Tell you
it's
what, this
very
is a great bidet book. I can tell you that.
bidet book, coffee table book. So yeah, I'm probably gonna get the first volume of it and just kind of see, this is be something to just be on, my coffee table in the in the
A
man
cool
cave
conversation
here.
starter, no lie.
Yeah, I mean these are very cool. Yeah, Joey, this is going in the man cave, buddy, just for you. So when you come over, this will be in the man cave for you to flip through. Yeah, dude, I just love this stuff. I love seeing all the concept stuff and then
I love
seeing
concept work.
the packaging too, right? Like
Yeah.
it's awesome stuff. So they have this a big bag toy shop. I'm sure there's other areas you can get
Ooh,
it,
look
but
at that. That's cool.
it's awesome, man. Yeah, this is good stuff. Yeah, I wanted to throw that out there. Yeah, it's 350 for the whole set. Like they had, just the individual ones
So
too,
$50 a book.
basically. Yeah.
That's not bad.
So that was 7 issues. So, like I said, I think I'm gonna go ahead and just get volume one, and kind of go from there. But yeah, I doubt I'll get all yeah, 7 of these. But very cool stuff. So I wanted to go over that. That's pretty much it for Joe. So let's get into some tube talk, man. Some exciting stuff.
Yeah, and I
What do we
think
got first?
we're in a good spot. I think with Star Wars, the way, at least the way I feel it, is I was super excited about the debut of Bad Batch. It was kind of the continuation of the Clone Wars. I don't know if we talked about this last week or not, but I love how it shows the Clone Wars logo and then it melts away into Bad Batch, knowing that this is
Yeah.
essentially a continuation of that. And
Right.
it's been masterfully done. I care and empathize for these characters, and I care and empathize for Omega, this force sensitive clone that is kind of cool. And she's not annoying. They're doing well with the story. I love the whole spoiler alert for anybody that has not gotten there. The not betrayal, but the crosshair type of situation,
Yep.
which was leaked on some Black Series packaging. But I'm really interested to see where it's going. 16 episodes, I think, is what we get, and if it's
Awesome.
been this good for the first two, we still got 14 more. Man, this is gonna be a good thing.
It's gonna be great. Yeah, I absolutely love it. It's definitely made me more of an animation guy, which I never. It took me a while.
Beautiful. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Going back to like even the first episode, the waterfall scenes and such. I mean, it's so well done. And I know you're getting ready to talk about, the world roaming and the biomes and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But Star Wars is a beautiful thing. It really is when done properly. And when you think about Star Wars and you think about multiple worlds that are out there that are not from Earth, and that's one of the things I
Right.
loved about the prequels is that, say what you want about the sequels, we got tired of our desert planet and different things like that. But in the prequels, we got the water planet, we got the ice planet, we got this Felucia, which is the crazy plant life and all that stuff. So this was cool to see.
Yep. Yeah, and I think with animation, this isn't like groundbreaking, but obviously with animation, you're just able to experience and further your world building that you might not be able to do with live action. You might be able to do it with live action, but it's going to be like a huge effort, multi-million dollar, multiple years in the making effort just for that one movie to make that world or whatnot. Whereas animation, it's a little more, in reach. So I think it's awesome. A little bit of a hot take. Well, no, I guess it's not really a hot take. And
We
for
love
the
hot
rec
takes here, man. Go for it.
for the record, I'm down with this. I'm down with the plot that they're kind of, the story that they're working. But did you sense a parallel with the whole Mandalorian? I mean, it's almost like a babysitting type, you know,
Yeah,
parallel.
you have your father figure taking
Yeah.
care of this force sensitive, and I mean that's kind of the way the Star Wars world is when you boil it all down. Is that there's usually a mentor trying to train somebody or take care of
Sure.
somebody that ultimately has to discover their destiny.
Yep.
And so I'm okay with that, but let's not say that the Mandalorian formula wasn't successful. So I think that that has definitely played a part in that. Now, if it continues to parallel it too much, where you're like starting to be able to predict the plot, then there's a problem.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah,
And
I
I
don't
don't
want
think
Obi-Wan Kenobi to show up and rescue them at the very end. Let's
right,
not do
right,
that.
right. Yeah, no, I think this is as close that they'll get as far as parallels to Mandalorian, and I'm fine with that. It's great, man. Yeah, and I mean, you mentioned it. These two like kind of mini, you know, uh, shows that we have. I think yeah, biomes, and then the other one, I think I don't know what it's called, but it's vehicles. They have the Star Destroyer
Yeah,
one,
it's like
and
a
then
fly through or something like that.
yeah, so they show it's like an 8 minute video of you're kind of going through the Millennium Falcon and going in the cockpit and the cargo hold and everything, and same thing with the Star Destroyer, which I thought was very awesome, is almost like video game esque. And but the biomes, that one, kind of touring the planets, was so awesome. And I don't know, you've never been to Disneyland, have you?
I've not been to Disneyland. I'm a Disney World guy. Yeah.
Yep. So, do they have like a Soarin' World ride in
I mean,
Disney
if
World?
you are you counting? Are you counting? I can't even talk. Are you counting Avatar at Animal Kingdom?
So I haven't done that. So I don't really know, if that's comparable, but it's essentially you're in this apparatus and you're in a movie theater, and the apparatus like lifts you up, and you're in this huge movie theater, and you're like flying through the Great Wall of China, and you can go to like Egypt, and you're going through the sand. And holy cow, I mean that's basically the vibe that I got with this the Tatooine episode. And I could totally see them actually doing this at the Soarin' World in California Adventure, and having like when Celebration is there next year, and they're like, okay, we're going to do like a Star Wars night or whatever, and they would actually just flip the switch and have that. So it's like you're going down, you can like smell the sand, and
Yeah,
you know,
I think that they're definitely laying the groundwork for that. Especially they've talked about new rides and such being added
yeah,
to Galaxy's Edge. I can definitely see something like that, coming down the pipe for real.
yeah, Mighty Mouse. That's exactly it. Yep. So uh, I'm calling it right now. I could see them just transforming that, making it a little like Star Wars night, and offering that, because it always was Soaring California, and then now it's like Soaring World. But they pump in the grape smell when you're going over the vineyards, and they could do some shit like that. But it's very cool, man.
Smell some
Let's
Banta Poodoo.
Yeah. Yeah. um yeah, so and I didn't even see any kind of like announcement. I just was like, what's this? And it just was there. So It's very pleasant surprise. I thought it was awesome. But let's talk about this Venom 2,
Yeah,
man.
talking about pleasant surprises, we were given an opportunity to finally see Let There Be Carnage, the Andy Serkis Venom Chapter 2, if you want to call it that. And on 3, Dave, we're going to give our reaction to the trailer. All right? We're going to say it in unison together.
Give our reaction to the trailer.
Yeah, in one word.
One word. Okay, let me think.
In one word, I'll count us down from 3. All right?
Okay, go.
In 3, 2, 1, meh.
Dark.
Meh. You said
Meh.
dark. I went meh.
I said dark. Yeah.
So I want to like this. I love Venom. I love Eddie Brock, but the natural pessimist in me, I don't know who's calling the shots over there, but I don't want an SNL skit. I don't want that. And I feel that it's almost got a little bit too much levity. And maybe it's because you're literally dealing with a serial killer in Cletus Cassidy. And you have to put it in there. Otherwise, it's just be too damn depressing.
Right.
But the banter that the Venom symbiote has with people, and I understand this is their own take on this. All right. You know, in the Spider-Man comics and TV show, you're not having, you know, Venom going around talking to people and being, you know, cute and coy. I don't know. That may be just Tom Hardy doing his thing, but like I said, meh. And also, Carnage is way too buff for me.
Too
I always
buff?
think of too buff. Yeah, I think that he just. I'm a fan of that slender, you know, kind of freaky, creepy looking symbiote look. You know, Eddie Brock, Venom lifts weights and he's a beast. Carnage kills people. That's the difference, and I think they look way too similar right now.
So yeah, you mean actual Carnage, not like Woody Harrelson.
Correct, Carnage, the
Yeah.
Carnage symbiote. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm happy that the wig is gone. The Woody Harrelson red wig is gone, apparently.
Yeah, the first teaser that we got, whenever that was, when he like shows up to the prison and he's talking to him, I was like, oh man, like I love Woody Harrelson. Absolutely love Woody Harrelson. I mean, he's sick. Fantastic in True Detective. But yeah, so I wasn't really like that pumped like with how he was portrayed with the curly hair, and he's kind of like goofy, and I was like, I think I wanted him to be more menacing, and I didn't really get that vibe.
You know?
Yeah, absolutely. And I didn't get that vibe out of that teaser. I'm getting it a little bit more on this full trailer. I did like the whole banter, you know, in that first, you know, 30 seconds between Venom and, you know, Tom Hardy. I thought that was cool. You know you're gonna get that.
Right, because they're following the Marvel formula.
Yeah, it's gonna still be on par with episode 1, the first movie, which I wasn't really that big of a fan of, but I think it's just going to develop more, and it's going to be a little more, you know, a stronger kind of, you know, humor and whatnot between Venom and Tom Hardy. I think it's going to be a little darker. I'm hoping it's going to be darker.
I mean, I do too. That because without getting too dark ourselves, you know, the whole Cletus Cassidy character, you know, pushed his grandma down the stairs and stabbed her with a screwdriver. You know, that's the character that we're having to come out here. And if he's going to be making quibs and jokes and things like that, I'm really going to be disconnected from it. So they're really going to have to push the envelope without pushing the envelope. And I think that's a tall task. But Andy Serkis knows what he's doing, I think. So I guess we'll certainly see.
Yeah. I mean, I'm going to be seeing that in the movie theater opening weekend for sure. Dude, there is so much shit coming out this year. Like I was just trying to think about all the movies that I wanted to.
I might even get the movie pass, you know, to where you can go. I mean, I think this is the first time I've thought it actually being worth it because there's so many things I want to go see now.
Yeah, I mean, dude, I can't wait for Ghostbusters. I mean,
that's going to be its own segment, man. Well,
that's probably, you know, top of my list, like even over like Black Widow and some of the Marvel movies that are coming out. Like I'm so excited for that movie. So
do you think I'll have the Blitzway Ghostbusters before the movie comes out?
No.
Okay, that's fair, because I think once the movie comes out, I'll never have them.
Yeah, I mean that was basically me with that Moon Knight book. Like
yeah. So anyway, that's a fun little side trail.
All right. So have you watched this Juniper Ascending on Netflix yet?
I've only seen the memes.
Yeah. Okay. So I saw the first episode, and there won't be any spoilers here, but I mean, I think I'm suffering from superhero fatigue because this did absolutely nothing for me. And I don't know. I've never really liked Josh Duhamel much as an actor, so that I might have been, kind of like,
He's the homeboy from Transformers, right? Or am I
yes,
thinking somebody else?
yes, yep. Yeah, he's from Transformers. He's from a few other shows, The Crazies, deep cut there, but yeah, horror
I
movie
like
he
the
was in.
crazies.
Yeah. But yeah, I was not into this. I even like I fell asleep in it. It just wasn't my vibe. So I don't know, man. I mean, but I did want to kind of use this as a talking point. Do you think, we're getting at that superhero kind of fatigue? I mean, you got Invincible, you got obviously this now, you got Disney Plus, it's just exploding with Marvel superhero content. Star Wars can kind of get lumped in there. I mean, are you just like, no, I'm an endless, cup, you just keep giving me more superhero stuff.
Yeah, I think you have to look at it two different ways. So, is there superhero fatigue out there? Certainly, but anyone will run after a good story. If it's a good story and
Yeah.
it's compelling, you're willing to pick it up. Everything that we're getting right now are established characters. You go back to the Disney Plus films, Captain America, Winter Soldier, everyone loves those. WandaVision, everybody loves those and excited for it. Going back to Mandalorian, everyone's excited about that. Going back to Invincible, they're introducing, new characters that I haven't been able to buy into. This
Yeah.
is another franchise that you're telling me here that even off the top of my head does not seem to really grab me. But then you have something like The Boys. I granted that's based on its own, things from before. It's not like they're establishing a new franchise, but that's something new that's still superheroes, and I went all in on that. So I think it depends on if it's a good story and whether you want to look at, because we all have busy lives and busy days. And so if you're looking at that and you say, okay, is this story compelling enough for me to stop what I'm doing to get invested in it or not?
Yep.
And no,
Yeah.
Mighty Mouse, I did not push through another episode of Invincible just yet. I was in Chicago, brother. Sorry.
Well, I mean, I think that's fair. And and I agree with you. And I think that's where I'm kind of dropping the ball on this Juniper Ascending. There's just not, it's not intriguing enough for me. I mean, Invincible, I'm telling you, man, dude, Invincible was money. I'm all in on that. No superhero fatigue there. I mean, The Boys, I can't wait for season 3 of The Boys to fire up. Producer Matt, he had he had superhero fatigue after X-Men 1.
Wow. Why are you on this podcast then, sir? Ultimate troll right here. Troll.
He's producing it. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, this asshole still hasn't. He thinks Back to the Future is like the most overrated film of all time. Like I want to fist fight him for that comment. Like he, you got some Back to the Future 6 scale, don't you?
I do not, but believe me, the last time I was at Toy Department in Cincinnati, they did have a Marty McFly doc that were there.
Oh yeah,
right before I got there. But if they happen to wander back in, I will grab Marty and Doc.
Yeah, that'd be just like your Breaking Bad kind of shelf, right? Like you got to have some.
They're essentials. I'm saying, right now the Blitzway ones are the Blitzway Ghostbusters are at the absolute top.
Yeah.
That's the top of the Predator hunt list, and we'll talk about that in a minute. But the Marty McFly is definitely on there.
All right. Well, we're already like way off the fucking rails here, but let's just continue our detour. But like, okay, so like talk about like, you got little side shelves. You are just like fucking down the rabbit hole of Game of Thrones. So that's not really like, that's a full on collection now. But like, with your Breaking Bad, that's a one shelf. You got Pirates of the Caribbean, one shelf, shit like that. Do you see, and is there any draw to like the Matrix? Like, would you do like a Neo or anything like that?
No, because I was never into those movies.
Okay.
Honestly, there's potential to get into Terminator, but only 2 of those were any good. I'm not interested in the other ones.
No Predator.
No Predator. No Indiana Jones. As much as I love Indiana Jones, I wouldn't put Indiana Jones on there.
What about Supernatural?
No.
Yeah.
Uh, right now it's Star Wars, Marvel, Game of Thrones, Breaking Bad, and recently, the DC stuff starting to creep back in with a heavy emphasis on some of the Batman. But I would make room for the Back to the Future. I'm just trying to rack my brain on what are some other little properties that.
I would do Indiana Jones in a heartbeat. If there
Yeah.
was like, you know, Molly Rama or whatever his name is, him and obviously, Harrison Ford, but I
You want Sean Connery?
yeah, dude, I would take him in a heartbeat. But I bet like licensing, there's
Yeah.
you wouldn't find a Harrison Ford,
And I think that's another
license
reason
figure.
why we haven't gotten a new Han Solo is because there's just so much licensing issue with Harrison Ford. And I mean, there's several actors like that. Joaquin Phoenix won't sign off on his likeness. And that's why you've never gotten an official, Joaquin Phoenix Joker. That's all just the third party knockoffs, which
Right.
is very, very interesting to think about nonetheless.
All right, man. Well, let's jump into Marvel. I mean, we got some good stuff on their little Monday deal.
We sure did. And we had seen some of this stuff teased. And Matt, throw this up there. Let's start. Can we start with Odin? Let's start with Odin. So we finally are getting the Odin from Thor. And this one's a little bit interesting because people are already saying the head sculpt looks like the meme of the guy, the old man that's like, the grimacing man. Because
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah,
and so
yeah.
if you zoom in on that head sculpt, I mean, he definitely has the teeth showing and everything, but it's cool. It's Sir Anthony Hopkins. I mean, that's really, really, there it goes. It's zooming in. Look at that. That is the meme right there, the one without the helmet on. I mean, it's just so funny. But I mean, this is cool. We're getting this Infinity Saga. We got Quicksilver last week, I think, is when we talked about it, which looked cool. Came with the Ultron shield, and then we got this one. So this one looks pretty cool. People have been wanting to have an official Odin from the MCU for quite some time. But taking the cake, if you want to just skip right over to the next one, is the big battle damage 2-pack. And finally, after 10 plus years, we finally have a Robert Downey Jr. head sculpt. And it's not too bad for a $20 figure, I suppose. That's not too bad. It comes with the normal head as well as the battle damage head. The only thing there's two things about this. I think there are three things that are a little bit whack. One is that the whole suit is matte. If you go to the original in-game wave, it is just a normal suit that it's a shiny suit. It looks like an Iron Man suit, but this one is all matte, and that one doesn't look great. But the biggest thing is the head that's on Thanos right now. It's the, I guess, dusting away head
So
sculpt.
cool.
It's interesting. I just don't know why you'd ever display that one.
I don't think you would. I mean, that would be like a photography kind of only.
Yeah, I mean, it's cool they included it. But then the other thing is that you'd have to have the Build-A-Figure to get the non-nano gauntlet arm. And I know a lot of people are complaining about that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Good call.
And they haven't really improved the body either. And people said, there's no ab crunch. You can't do nuts, blah, 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 blah. So this is a really cool 2-pack. It really is. I feel like it ticks 90% of what everyone was wanting. Just a few little things that people aren't really thrilled about. But I think this is an absolute jam. It looks really, really good. Yeah, and for $60, I mean, that's a steal for what you're getting.
I feel like his does he have a name for his sword?
I think, this is some rumor thing, is that it's supposed to be, because when he throws it, it's like a helicopter, and they was saying that it's a reference to the Thanos copter. Do you remember that? The little helicopter that Thanos drove around with in the comics?
No.
That's supposed to be an homage to that.
Oh, so that's sick. I like that.
The Thanos copter. So when he throws it and it comes back like a boomerang, that's what they're talking about there. But no, it doesn't have an official name that I'm aware of.
It definitely looks more detailed than the last whatever iteration that we got.
Yeah, because it was just a solid piece of gray plastic. This one looks really cool.
Yeah, dude, I dig the accessories, especially the Iron Man accessories, his little nano shield, and the sculpts look great, dude. And it's
if one of the ones I wish they would have done away with, take away the dusting head and put the shocked look when he sees Tony's got the gauntlet. The shocked look would have been better than that, I think. But it's still cool.
Shit your pants look.
Yeah, helicopter spinny thing, Jose Ramos says. That's exactly what it is. But other than that, is that we have a little bit of a tease potentially. Go click on this loot crate.
Well,
That 375 joke. That's an old yak face troll
dude,
type
shout
stuff.
out J. Rue.
I love that.
A quick plug. J. Rue's got a really good podcast, the Geek Out podcast. It's either called the Geek Out Show or the Geek Out Podcast. I think it's called the Geek Out Show. But shout out, boys! You guys are killing it over there. Sorry, go ahead, Kim.
That's a contender for best comment for today. That's really funny. I really like that one. But yeah, if you would click on this loot crate. So as you know, I love to troll on Reddit and find some
Oh,
things.
yes, you do.
I got this. So loot crate is showing this retro carded black suit Spider-Man. And so we had this kind of teased for a little while. Whether this is real or not, I don't know. But it's interesting because we've heard that there's going to be a black suit Superman, a black suit Spidey, as well as, a Hobgoblin re-release on a card. This is kind of giving credence to that. So very interesting nonetheless. So I know you said you got Webman coming. Is this something that you would want to add as well?
So is it a Marvel Legend?
It is. It's just like the retro 6-inch pieces, but you can only get it in the loot crate.
Yeah, but it like he fucking definitely looks like 5 point. Like I don't know. Like unless it's just a really bad shot, like it doesn't look like his arms, have double joints.
I don't know if it's real. There's no accessories in it at all. It may just be like a simple mock-up. Who knows? I don't know. This looks like something Matt might have made.
This would definitely be something like J. Rue could actually I don't know. I mean, is this 3 3/4 or 6-inch? Because it looks like a 3 3/4, Kenner type figure, but it also looks like it's a 6-inch card. So I don't know. I mean, this would be the time to ask that question.
Yeah. So if anybody has any insight into this, let us know. But I found that while trolling on Reddit. So let us know what you think about that. And then lastly, I'll say for Marvel's Legends is that the Zenmu wave, the bad guys wave, people are starting to get those. So that's very cool. Some of the coolest wave they've come out with a while. Lady Deathstroke is in there as well. Deathstrike, excuse me.
Dude, she looks great too, man.
Yeah, I mean, that whole wave is absolute fire. Yeah. And I've told you guys before on when we talk about our pricing for profit price predictions. Did I get that all out in one?
You got it.
Is that this is another wave you don't want to sleep on. I talked about that, the Miles Morales wave and such. Don't sleep on this one. Everyone wants those bad guys. Dormammu, Red Skull, they look great. So
Arcade, don't forget our boy Arcade.
Oh yeah, Arcade, as well as
Scalper.
The Hood, yeah. Let's make sure to grab those as well. So if you see them, grab them. It'd be good. And then finally, this is some big news, is that after 3 years and a re-release, Thor from Infinity War has finally been waitlisted on Sideshow. So if you missed out on him, you've missed out. But you've had plenty of time to get this one. And this is a really good Thor figure. It really is. It looks great. I mean, it's everything you want from Infinity War. I personally like this one better than the portrayal in Endgame, simply because I like my King Thor type look. I want him to be cool. So that's very awesome. It comes with multiple arms and the eye patch. Very cool head sculpt, lightning effects. So it's officially gone. So they originally had this one and it went out of stock, and they kind of re-released it while it was still coming out. So this was like the second batch of re-releases, but now it's officially gone. So I think that if you wanted him and missed him, you will have to be going for the secondary market. So,
dude, and this really does look like the definitive Thor. I mean,
it is.
I think don't you have the Dark World one, right? With
I do not have the Dark World one. I have the Thor Ragnarok line of Road Worn Thor and the Loki from that.
Yeah. Yeah, this is the one that you can put like his armor, like there's like lights there, right? And then you can put the effect on it
right onto those little things, and that's the way I have mine displayed. And I actually took the Mjolnir, because he only comes with Stormbreaker. I took my Mjolnir from Vision that came with that one and put it on there. So he's got both of them in his hand. And so, I mean, he looks awesome. You know, he floats,
Yeah.
he comes with a dynamic stand, so he can fly. But yeah, this is a great figure. So if you missed it, shame, but this is a great figure.
Have you ever been successful on, joining a wait list and then getting it?
No, and we talked about this last week. There are those unicorns out there that apparently they say, "Oh yeah, I got on a wait list once and it converted." I've never met these people in real life. I feel like they are just like Bigfoot. Do they happen? Yeah, of course. But on big time figure, I've been on the wait list for deluxe R2D2. Let me just say this: I've bought in figures off the secondary market that I'm still on the wait list for, and they've never converted. So
Wow. Okay. And I'll pose this to our viewers here, AZ Figs. You guys, have you guys ever been successful in a wait list? Let us know in the chat if you guys have been successful in a wait list, because I haven't either. I've joined a couple wait lists, throughout the years, and I've never got the
and it's
call.
funny, like when you go to Sideshow, like you can click on your account and it says, and it'll show you all your waitlisted figures, and it's just like a
Yep.
giant punch in the balls every single
Yeah.
time, saying, "Ha ha 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 ha!" You're not getting this figure, essentially, and it's painful. I've got 3 on wait list, not hopeful at all. Yeah, yeah. Qui-Gon has a better chance of any of those of coming, just because he just recently went, and the way that works is that they go through people that are supposed to get it on payment plans and such. If their payment plan doesn't convert or they cancel it, then you're next up. So, and I like that idea of, just like that Jaber said, use that as a second batch PO. But
Right.
as you know, Hot Toys doesn't. Once they're done, they're done. So.
Yep. Well, nice, man. Yeah, that was a fun week. Yeah, I was really excited to kind of cover the Marvel stuff, especially with that Robert Downey Jr. head sculpt. It's crazy. Like we were just talking about that.
And there's supposed to be some more releases coming. I think there's 10 that are listed in that, and I think we've only gotten 3 of them so far. So be on the lookout.
Yeah, it definitely has the vibes of that whole 10-year anniversary set. Like they're gonna churn out a few of these. That maybe that's what we'll do for our top 3 next week, is we'll kind of do some speculation on what we think will be
There's
coming
apparently
out.
some SKUs out there already that have them listed, and people have been trying to match them up with what they are.
Yeah.
So I mean, but we can play some speculation if you want.
Yeah, I mean, we don't have to do it now, but I mean, we better get a goddamn Chitauri 2-pack, like an army builder 2-pack.
Yeah, I love that you've had to go to that cheap 6-inch
Yeah.
on the card back version if you ever wanted a Chitauri for your
Yeah.
Marvel Legends. But yeah.
Yep. Well, yeah, Jayru, yeah. We'll let's do something, man. Let's collab and do something. That'll be fun. Okay, and then also everyone in the chat, thank you guys so much. This is great. This is our first show. You guys have been chatting it up with us. This is fun,
we appreciate
dude.
the interaction.
Love the support. Go ahead and toss us any questions that you guys want us. We're getting close to the end of the show here. We're going to be doing our ask us anything segment. If you guys want us to talk about anything, just plug it in the chat there and we'll get to it. So we're going to jump into our Predator list. You guys ask us some questions and we'll answer you guys' questions, but let's jump into the Predator list. So tell me what are you going to be getting after here? What do you got? What do you got that is on the eBay watch list?
It's funny. So I keep these, and maybe we should start screenshotting our saved searches. I don't know if you can see that there. Yeah, I don't know how to work that. Anyway, yeah, we might have to start screenshotting our saved searches. But here's what I have on there. So if I'm looking on my saved searches, I have, in no particular order, it says I have Toys Era The Fiend. As I've told you, I wanted to grab the that Green Goblin, essentially.
Yes. Looks great. I mean, so menacing, that his smirk.
Yeah, and you got to get the deluxe that comes with the glider. Have to get that one.
Yeah.
So you need that. Blitzway Ghostbusters is listed on there. I have Game of Thrones, I have Marvel, I have Star Wars, just whenever there's new ones, just to see what comes on there. But one that I've mentioned to you personally, Dave, that I always just happen to see is Hot Toys Michael Jackson.
Oh my God. Yeah, that's right. Yep.
They are extremely rare and extremely expensive, and really they're only kind of available in Japan. And whenever you find them, it's always shipping from Japan for
Right.
$900. I'm like, okay, probably not. So I would love at some point to get the Michael Jacksons. I think he's the DX03 is the bad version, but there's a Billie Jean version, there's a Beat It version, and then there's that Thriller version that has, both bodies, the ghoul as well as his just red outfit. So I would love those. Those are cool.
Yep. Nice. Yeah. Yeah. And there's like, well, you mentioned it. Do a little plug for you, but that one of those Michael Jacksons is like an actual grail, right?
It is the Billie Jean one came out. There was only like 1,500, I think, made, and it came, maybe I'm not sure of the number, but it came out right when he died, and so everyone
Right.
got them. And whenever they show up on the secondary market, they're astronomical because they're hard to get.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be a fun one, kind of like what we were talking about earlier about like just having, one and done kind of collection. But all right, well, yeah, so mine, dude, I'm down the nostalgia kind of rabbit hole. So I don't even know why I found out about these fucking things. But oh yeah, I do know. Dan Larson, Toy Galaxy, like such a good show. I mean, it's not even like a YouTube show. Like that, the quality and the production that Dan Larson and his team are doing, it's like unreal. It's so watchable. I watch every single one of them. One is he did one all about the history of Tales from the Crypt. And as you know, I'm on this Tales from the Crypt kick
Horror
ever.
junkie.
Yeah, Tales from the Crypt junkie. Ever since Adam, shout out Amateur Hour Comics, but he was like, yeah, dude, check it out, dude. They got a whole DVD set. So I bought all the DVDs. I haven't worked. I'm on like season 3 right now, and dude, they hold up. But anyway, so I watched Dan Larson's show that he did just on the history of Tales from the Crypt, and talks about like the origin of the comics. Jay Rue probably knows what I'm talking about. How like it started like way back in the day, and it was like Tales, or it was like crime something, and then it was like Tales of Terror. Then it was like Tales from the Crypt. Kind of jumped around, but anyways, in like the early '90s, there was a cartoon series of Tales from the Crypt, and Ace Novelty Toys. They made 8 figures, and they're all relatively like pretty easy to get right now. So I have bids on all of them on eBay. So I will be.
I really feel like we are our worst enablers to each other. We really do.
Totally. But I think it's going to be a fun set, man. I love it. It's like, that's it. It's only 8 figures. Yeah, I think the most expensive one was like $25 or something. So it's like all in, I can finish this whole run under $100. I think it'll be fun. And even if I get like bored with it, say like in a year, it's like I'm running out of shelf space. I'm like, okay, well that just goes with the Halloween shit. And then, so that's on my hit list. And then I went down the rabbit hole even further on this whole like vintage kind of Kenner stuff, and
this whole thing, like this whole week, you like, well, this happened, keep going. This is so good.
Yeah, so I'm going after the Beetlejuice cartoon figures, dude. They're so fun, and shout out to Craig and the gang on Yes Have Some podcast, but it's Craig's setup. Jake has like an incredible setup as well. I've never seen Ryan's, but yeah, Craig has this beautiful case. It's probably from like a store or something. It's not on DTOF, but it's like a huge case, and right off the bat, you just see like the color theory and everything, and the colors just be popping, man, and they look so good. And he's got a bunch of like Captain Planet figures and just like random old Kenner shit. Obviously, the real Ghostbusters and stuff like that, but like. That's the look I'm kind of gravitating to right now. And these Beetlejuice figures, they're just super fun. The toyetic in them is awesome. Yeah, so I'm trying to get some more color, in my toy room. So I'm looking out for the Beetlejuice figures for sure. So that's kind of on my hit list right now.
I love it, man. I love it because just being able to look at them, there's so much nostalgia and there's so much conversation pieces. And as you said, if need be, throw them up for Halloween. You're good.
Yep. All right, well let's get into the Ask Us Anything segment. So we got the first one. Producer Matt threw us a softball here, so um, we'll kind of tee off with that. But you know, what's your favorite con, man?
Well, I'm
Or
gonna
like your favorite one? You know?
yeah. Well, I'm gonna have to stay local because I know they do listen to this, and it's the truth. But I really do think ICCC is one of the better ones out there, and they do such a great job. And there is some big news for the con for next year. They have the Senate coming. Emperor Palpatine, Ian McDermott
The
will be
whole
one of the
Senate,
guests.
the whole
The
Senate.
entire Senate is coming. And I mean, we're not going to miss that one. I'm not going to miss that one. They just get better and better every single year. And Dave, you will be with me on this
Yep.
one. And we'll be doing a podcast live in Nashville, calling it 1 year from now.
And I saw that they even they're about to announce their actual date soon, right? Like I think this
They
week
did
they
this
said.
week, actually. And they're saying that the room blocks for the hotel and such are going to start going real soon as well. I think they sold out last time. And Dave, don't we worry about a hotel. There's always a room for me at my crib.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, my room is booked.
Go ahead and invite yourself on over, buddy.
Yeah, my room, my hotel arrangements are already booked. It's called Kevin's man cave. I'll sleep
Yep,
on the
you got
floor.
it. You got it, baby.
Yeah, no, I mean we're making that happen, man. We will be doing Nashville. I triple C, and I'm pumped. I'm pumped to go check that out. And obviously, you and I have a live show together. It's gonna be awesome, man. My favorite con though, to kind of answer Matt's question, and guys, let us know some, hit us up with some questions here. We'll get to them. But yeah, my favorite one, Star Wars Celebration, Chicago, hands down. I've been at two celebrations. I went to the Anaheim one in 15, and then Chicago, which was already 2 years ago, which is crazy. But dude, it was just such a vibe. It was so fun. I was out there for 3 days with my wife, and we just got to meet so many people that I've had relationships with on Instagram and whatnot that I got to meet for the first time. And it was just like, kind of talking to old friends. It was awesome just seeing people, but it was also just all around Star Wars. Just we woke up and slept Star Wars. It was, from the start of the day to the end of the day, it was Star Wars, and it was incredible. All the exclusive merchandise, the panels. I was going to a lot of the smaller panels, just kind of like they had collecting focus panels, and dude, it was such a jam, man. We got to get you out there to the Anaheim one next year. But yeah.
Hopefully we'll be on the main stage. Let's
Oh
shoot
my
high,
God.
baby.
I
Shoot high.
don't know about that. But yeah, man. So that's mine. I gotta throw this in here. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I'll cuddle up with the Hulkbuster. Yeah.
Yeah, he takes up quite some space, so he's waiting for you, buddy.
Damn, and Jose, man, you just sold him, dude. Damn. Did you have the car? The car is the shit, dude. I almost bought the damn car at that the big barn toy show like 2 months ago.
Is that what sparked it for you, seeing it all, and you're like, planted the seed?
It kind of was. I think I was actually with Mighty Mouse on that one. Like I was kind of making the rounds, and this dude had the car, and it was in the box, and he said that he only had it out of the box for as a Halloween decoration. That was it, and it was like, I feel like such an asshole. It was like literally like $25. The guy was asking for like nothing for it, and I had just dropped like a grip though. I was like buying shit left and right, so I was like, I'm already kind of tapped. But it was yeah, I think that was kind of like what put it back on the map for me, because I hadn't seen it in so long, and I was like, yeah, this is pretty sick, dude. Yeah, he saw it too. Yeah. Yeah, I got to get that, man. But what else we got here?
I want to go ahead and answer J. Rue's question. There it is. There it is. So this is a throwback from last week. I guess there was a Star Wars trivia going on, and so let's go ahead and clear the deck and get everything situated. We were asked, and they said, what is the name of General Grievous's ship? And so I'm like, is it the Malevolence? Malevolence? I believe it's Malevolence. And they said, no, it is not. It is the invisible hand. So I'm like, that doesn't seem right. It doesn't sound right to me. It doesn't sound right to me. So going back to the archives and doing my diligence, I wanted to find out that the Malevolence is the flagship of
Yeah.
General Grievous that was destroyed in the Clone Wars. In the Battle of Coruscant, he is on the Invisible Hand, and that is the one that Anakin and Obi-Wan crash onto Coruscant. So I guess the question needs to be asked by the moderator, what time are we talking here? So if you're ever in that situation, are we talking Revenge of the Sith, or are we talking Clone Wars? Because those are two very different answers.
And that's so funny. That's such like a Star Warsy, like it's like comic book guy. Like, excuse me, what can you be more specific? What exactly type of ship are you referring to? But that's like a credible question though, because yeah, I mean, what ship? And that's where my head didn't go to his flagship. My head went to, his personal ship. And I was off a little bit. I think I said the slightest hand.
Yeah.
And then I was like,
hand though.
Yeah. So I was halfway right. But
I've got hand. Seinfeld.
What else we got here? Okay, another softball. I don't care. I'm asking another one. So there's a fire in your collection room, and you can save one figure. What are you grabbing? Oh man, I'm probably grabbing. I'm probably grabbing my katana. My job is sail barge, even though that'd be a fucking bitch to to get out of a burning house
with it.
Be hip checking my kids out of the way, like take care of yourself. I gotta take care of my fucking sail barge.
I've actually answered this question before, and the answer is still the same. Dave, do you know what the answer is? What the one figure is I grabbed?
Anakin, Dark Side, hot toy.
Yep, Dark Side Anakin Skywalker. That's it.
And I mean, now, man, I feel like it's blasphemy for me to say this since I'm like a Star Wars guy, but like, dude, I don't know. I might grab that Moon Knight first appearance book. I mean, that's easy to go.
You could stick that in your pants and still grab a figure on the way out.
I could cheat. I could grab that and then the katana. I could put that in the fucking katana, man.
Yeah, I mean, it's when you're pressed down to it and your back's up against the wall, you can figure out what to do, and I'm pretty sure you'll figure it out, man.
Yeah, but all right. Well, that's it, man. So I think pretty successful first show, dude. This is awesome.
Not bad. I think we got this. I mean, this is going to be your weekly dose of lightsabers, Infinity Stones, and all things plastic. This is going to be incredible.
Yeah, and we're going to be doing some tweaks. We're going to be putting producer Matt to work. He's going to just be banging some stuff out for us. So Matt, we'll be talking after the show. Definitely need some help. But dude, this is going to be something that's just going to be ever growing. We're super happy for everyone giving us all the support.
Thanks for being a part of the show, and that's what we really want every single week is being a part of it with us. And Dave and I can sit here and talk back and forth, and we love doing that. But it's really fun when you guys interact with us. So thank you so much for doing that. Yeah,
this has just made it that much more fun. Just having
an accomplice.
The guys jumping in. All right, dude. Well, let's call it. Thanks, everyone. Kevin,
until we see you again, we'll keep the peg warm for you.
Adios. Peace.